is that the children are developing typically, in my son's case, up to 14 months, he was normal, and then they have a regression. They start to lose skills, they start to lose milestones. And I've personally probably talked to over 1,000 parents where that regression took place immediately following a vaccine appointment. I think it's important for parents to understand children are given 36 vaccines in the U.S. by the time they reach the age of 5. The MMR is only 2 of those 36 shots. Typically, the shots are given simultaneously, so an average child will get 6 vaccines in a single appointment, yet we don't have a single piece of research to understand the potential risk of all those vaccines at once. So when someone tries to tell me that MMR alone doesn't cause autism, but I take my child in for a vaccine appointment and they're getting 6 shots in 10 minutes, how am I supposed to feel reassured?
There's no affirmative causal link there. And so don't you think it would make more sense to look at other potential causative factors?
You know, what you're saying is simply false. There was a study out of SUNY Stony Brook within the last 6 months that compared a group of children who got the entire round of Hep B vaccine and a group of children who didn't, and found that autism was 3 times more likely in one group. There's a new study out of the University of Pittsburgh that took primates and vaccinated a group of them and didn't vaccinate the other, and they're finding dramatic differences between the 2 sides. So to represent that somehow the science has been done is simply false. More importantly, the science that has been done is what we like to call tobacco science. You take a group of kids who all got vaccines but got a little less mercury, and compare it to a group of kids who all got vaccines but a little more mercury, find that there's no difference in autism, and then claim that vaccines don't cause autism. The only appropriate study to do would be to look at a group of children who never got vaccines and a group of children who got all of them and see if there's a difference in autism rates. And that study's never been done despite many people trying to call for it. So to represent that the science has been done on this and we should move on is simply untrue. And the vaccine makers are highly effective at PR, which is why I'm here talking to you guys tonight.
How do you feel specifically about when you find out that this particular doctor at Wakefield was actually deliberately fraudulent in advancing the claim that there was a connection?
You know, what's interesting is there are 12 children in the original study in The Lancet, okay? The parents of the 12 children have all written, time and again, letters in support of Andy Wakefield. The study's conclusion was that the children were suffering from bowel disease, and Andy went on to mention that 8 of the parents claimed the regression took place after the MMR. So the notion that the data is somehow new, what's new? They didn't suffer from bowel disease, even though all the parents have represented that they did. People need to look at the details and not look at the headlines. This is an attempt to whitewash once and for all the notion that vaccines cause autism. They're not just beating a dead horse. They're beating a horse that never existed in the first place. That's not what Wakefield study said. It's a 7-page study. It's on the Generation Rescue website. Anybody could read it for themselves and verify that what I'm saying is true. You haven't done all your research and you're reaching false conclusions. Parents, do your own work.